Hello, I'm Mariana Danilovich with Hollywood Portfolio, and we're here at Digital Hollywood Spring 2012 with Josh Dickey, who is a film editor at Variety. And Josh has been coming to Digital Hollywood conferences and can tell us a little bit about what's going on at this conference and where the market is going.
Sure. I just got out of a panel with David Lindelof, the writer, executive producer of Lost, and also involved in the Star Trek reboot and the upcoming movie Prometheus. The topic that we covered mostly was a couple of videos that they created ahead of the Prometheus film that were not trailers, and they weren't clips from the movie, but they were original content associated with the movie, and sort of how that strategy worked to great effect to drum up interest for the film, but also to get audiences sort of already engaged in that universe. And the clips were the videos were very well received. They were viewed hundreds of thousands of times and passed around, and I think it was a new sort of idea, instead of sneaking stuff from the film itself, to give people just peeks into that universe with original content that they created in parallel with making the movie. And I think that's something we're going to see a lot of now, is viral campaigns that are additive or expository, as opposed to just, hey, here's a scene from the movie that you're going to see 2 months from now. That was one of the many things that we covered. But in a larger sense, I think I think that the big thing that filmmakers are going for now with 3D and the forthcoming 48 frames per second 48 frame rate that we saw at CinemaCon last week is immersiveness. The feeling that you are in the picture, that you are perhaps even participating in some way. Interactivity, immersiveness is going to be the next wave of not just technology but storytelling in Hollywood.
So it's very interesting because clearly movie was the last holdout of linear storytelling in all of media, and so you're saying that in essence this year marks a shift in that.
Well, it's an incremental shift, but it's something that we'll start to see more of as these campaigns get traction. The movie-going experience no longer starts when the lights go down, and it no longer ends when the lights come up. It starts several months before that, and it becomes a bit of a delicate dance, because you don't want to oversaturate people with content. You want to tease them, get them excited about going out and buying a ticket. But there is an expectation, and I think an obligation now for filmmakers to think about how are we going to start presenting this film to moviegoers 2, 3, 4 months before they even had the opportunity to see it in theaters. And then there's a follow-through when the movie's done, particularly with event movies. People saw the movie, maybe they saw it again, maybe they bought the Blu-ray, but they're not done yet. They don't feel like they've been satisfied. So finding exactly how much of an appetite there is for additional content, and then delivering it at a rate that doesn't completely oversaturate them is something that filmmakers are thinking about very much right now. Marketers are thinking about it. Marketers are getting involved in creative meetings very, very early in the process of making the movie, whereas before they'd wait until that final cut and they'd take a look and say, okay, here's how we're going to sell it. That's not what's going on anymore. Everything is happening in parallel.
Fascinating. It seems that the whole process is changing, that marketing is merging with filmmaking.
Absolutely.
In essence, as it is processed.
And it's not necessarily selling out the film. What it's doing is it's bringing elements to the experience of the film that weren't there before, and drawing you in. And so, the cynical view of it would be, well, oh, it's all just a big commercial. But I think really, in marketing, you have very creative people, you have very innovative people in that part of movie making, and their thoughts are just being brought to bear, and we're seeing some pretty interesting things being executed now as a result of that.
Well, that's a good way to start the conference, definitely. Thank you for your time.
Okay, thanks.
Really appreciate your thoughts on changing the movie business.
Thanks. My pleasure.